So what's up, guys, and welcome back to yet another episode of vilitefilms, the show that'll get you as a filmmaker to where you need to be. And if you're looking for more information on the 2 short films that I were going to post, then you can find more information on the previous video by watching that. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave it in the comment section, and I'll try to get to any questions that I can. But if you want more information, like I said, on the 2 short films that I said I was going to be releasing, then watch the previous video. But for today, we're hopping into day 2 of the music video shoot. So without wasting any time, we're gonna hop right into this baby with some lighting choices. Now, as you can tell, the lighting choices were both very complex and very simple. They were complex because we didn't really know how we were gonna light everything, given that we had this big amount of space, but only this little amount of light. But it was also very simple once we finally nailed down the tone and the look that we were trying to go for. As you can see, we used some blue and red lighting, but this wasn't the only colored lighting that we used. If you cannot tell, we used some soft LED lights for the actors' faces, mixed in with the colorful lighting just to still achieve a natural look on our subject. The stage and the dance floor was the simplest to light due to Dave's clear desire to have both of these sections lit a certain way. We lit the stage in blue to capture more of a positive presence, and then we turned around and lit the dance floor red to represent the possession that the woman in red possessed. Notice every place a character was originally was lit blue, and once the woman in red was in the presence, the surroundings were automatically red. Moving on into the most difficult part of the night was the bar scene here. We weren't sure at all on the previous day how to light this, but on day 2, we sort of clutched things up by coming up with a quick solution once we were provided with more light. We decided to bounce one of these colorful lights that was owned by the people who already owned the property onto the ceiling for an overall ambience of red. And since we were trying to set the scene as a bar, then we knew we had to throw in another color. For this, we went for a blue field. These colorful lights really helped us tremendously. They helped us, at least 90% of our lighting came from this source. This mixture really kind of gave us what we needed, and I automatically knew that in post-production I would be able to decipher which color I wanted to be the strongest. But like I mentioned, these 2 colors were not the only 2 colors that we had thrown into the room. We also had some fill lighting going on in the background behind the black curtains, bringing the lighting up in the room as a whole. We also had one LED that we'd carry around wherever we went to hit our actors' face so that we weren't losing detail in their faces. The next biggest challenge was the hallway scene. Just like the bar scene, this section was knocked out pretty quick once we knew exactly how we wanted to light everything. When Dave first enters, we see blue primarily in the background. This represents the blue light that spilled over from the stage. As Dave goes further into the shot, we see the red from the dance floor spill into the shot. This change of lighting was more for separation so that we knew where Dave was once he entered. We can see that he is passing through the stage in the beginning of the entrance from the blue spill. And then he's passing through a view of the dance floor as red spills into the image. Besides our lighting, another thing that was very pivotal that helped us extremely was our fog. We knew since the theme was supposed to be ghostly and devilish, we knew that we had to sell the vision of an eerie ghost-like environment. Our fog really helped us out with this, and not to mention it also helps light bounce around the room for a more balanced out image. In addition to this fog, we had some help from a good friend of Dave's. As we were setting the scene with fog, he would go around and fill the missing places with hookah vapor. Now, as silly as this may sound, this actually helped us out in a tremendous way. We called him the Vape. Fog was at some points a little too thin to fill the air, but with this vapor smoke, we were able to get a thickening cloud of smoke in most of our areas. Oftentimes, instead of taking the time to actually crank up the fog machine, we just asked him to blow vapor into a given spot to help quickly fill the image. So, shout out to the Vape. Now that I've gone over a little bit of our lighting choices, now we'll go ahead and dive into our shot choices. So there were a few shots that were a complete necessity. In order to tell this story correctly, we needed to capture the main focuses of the shoot. Those shots are the intro scene when David is walking, the entrance shot, then the transition into the bar scene, the glass slide, the woman in red walking through the dance floor, the woman in red now transitioning to David's attention, and of course the ending shot here. All of these shots were pivotal to capture, and without Dave's clear communication on these shots would definitely not be captured in the preciseness portrayed in the video. Which is why, as a director, you want to always make sure that you're being clear and taking the time out to actually understand and make sure that your DP is on the same exact page as you are. It's very oftentimes very easy to get sidetracked with both minds simply because 2 minds are not going to always think alike. It's very important to always make sure that your cinematographer and director are always on one accord so that everything can flow together at the end precisely. Well, that's it for today, guys. Once again, if you have not watched day 1's episode on this music video shoot, then you can find it here or by going into the description below. The link should be there, or it may not be there. I may not put it there. You may just have to look for it. Life isn't always easy sometimes, is what I'm saying. After this episode, you can find raw, uncut, behind the scenes footage of our shoot, what we did while we were there, so you can kind of get into the feeling of what it's like to be on set with us when we were there. and because it's always fun to watch uncut B-roll of what's going on. No edits, no cuts, just complete raw behind the scenes footage. But like I said, guys, that's it for today. Once again, you guys are watching V-Light Films, a show that'll get you as a filmmaker to where you need to be and always continue to create.